When I tell you last week was a freaking week. Hey y'all, if y'all new here, welcome. Usually I post 2 to 3 times a week, okay? But this week I got behind because I had a bat in my house. Now y'all know, when I tell you, it's been a very trying time for me. I am so scared to even be in the basement, or at least I'm scared to be down here at night. I don't even really want to go out the house at night in my backyard. I'm going through it, bro. It's been very just stressful. I know y'all probably thinking, girl, are you dead ass? Yes, I am. When I tell y'all, if you from my Twitter, some of my followers like follow me here, and I was on Twitter live tweeting what was going on. But at the same time, a few people kind of pissed me off because y'all know how some people don't be taking stuff seriously, you know what I mean? And I'm one of those people where if I'm going through something right then and there, if I am going through it, ain't nothing funny. Nothing is funny. Nothing is humorous. I'm sensitive. I'm real sensitive because I'm like, so you laughing at my pain? You laughing at me going through it is what you telling me? That is absolutely not funny when I'm going through it, bro. And now I can somewhat laugh at it now. But when I tell you, I have never... Anyways, let me backtrack. I'm going to tell y'all exactly what happened to me. I'm going to just tell y'all what happened. Let me rewind and express exactly what I went through, okay? So picture this. You know, my fiance... Every now and then, it's very rare, he goes out of town for work, right? And he was like, yeah, you know, my job wanted me to go to work for a couple days. A couple days? I'm not saying I'm clingy, but one thing about me, I don't like when he go out of town. Like, that junk don't be doing right for my spirit. You know what I'm saying? I like when he is here. And I'm not a long distance person. Like, I need to be able to see your face every freaking day. I want to be able to see you, spend time with you, hold your hand, make you something to eat. I want to be able to be next to you. Just smell the air that you in. You know what I'm saying? His job was like, they need me. And I'm like, what about me? You know, I need you. What about our son, Oreo, who is a dog? What about him? Because me and Oreo, we similar. I don't know if it's him taking on certain personality traits of mine over the past 2-3 years, but me and Oreo be having separation anxiety. We be going through it. Both of us just be trembling, shaking, because if we miss my fiance. It couldn't be helped. He went out of town, right? Now keep in mind, he went to Arizona, okay? Now he left Monday and wasn't supposed to be back until like late Thursday night. You know, everything was fine. Don't get me wrong. I was kind of concerned about my dog Oreo because, you know, his eating habits be weird sometimes when my fiance goes out of town. He don't really be wanting to eat too much. Monday, he was kind of off about eating. Tuesday, he ate a little. And then Wednesday, he was actually eating. I was like, okay, good. Now, at nighttime, various different times at night, I usually take Oreo out for his last nightly going to the bathroom, you know? So I took him out, and keep in mind, no, my fiance was like, you know, we have bats outside or whatever. Since when? You know, like, I was really sitting there like, so I've been going outside with Oreo at night, been outside at night, and you didn't tell me we had bats, and he was like, I thought you knew. I did not know this information. He was like, you don't see them? I'm sorry, I don't be looking up. Whenever I go outside with Oreo, I'm always looking around the perimeter of like what's going on. Cause my assumption is bats don't really be flying that low. I'm not really thinking about no bats. But anyways, he told me that about a year ago, okay? Now, I go outside to take Oreo out, okay? Go out, Oreo doing his business. Now, one thing about Oreo is he has no sense of urgency. He want to be twiddling his little paws. He going outside, smelling the air. He looking around, checking for other little animals like bunnies and squirrels and stuff. He looking around. He like, you know, what's that? What's this? Let me prance a little. Let me go and explore. Oreo wanna just do him. He don't care that it's nighttime, that it's bedtime. He's just like, I'm out here, I'm going on little adventures with my mom. She with me. And he taking his sweet time. Now keep in mind, Oreo only has a sense of urgency when my fiance is here somewhere in the house because he like, I want to go see what he doing. I need to see where he at, so he don't do something without me. I need to see him. I need to be where he at. Oreo's all over the place when it comes to my fiance, and that's the only time he will go in the house quick. But when he just with me, he like, I'm gonna take my time. So we get to the door. Keep in mind, we have a motion sensor outside in our backyard where like the light comes on if they sense motion or whatever. But because Oreo taking so long of a time, the motion sensor goes off. Then I have to walk back and it comes back on. So, of course, Oreo slowly be sauntering in the house. He taking his sweet time. So I'm looking down at him. I'm not looking anywhere like up. I'm not really looking anywhere else. I'm just looking at him. I'm trying to get him in the house. So we get in the house, right? All the lights were off except the one living room light. I don't know. I might take a little picture of what my living room looks like so you guys can really like get the full effect, but I don't know. We'll see about that. We literally only have one light on, okay? I come back in the house. Now, I get on the phone because my fiance tells me he's going to call me. And, we on the phone caking and stuff. I'm twiddling my feet in the air and stuff, cackling, kiki and caca, you know what I'm saying? We're on the phone right now. It's probably like 12:50 a.m. I'm sitting on the couch. I look up, yeah. I'm kind of like, I'm looking up and I see something. And my mind is like, maybe you're just tired, Maybe you're just a little sleepy. So I close my eyes for a second, and then I open my eyes again. It's a freaking bat flying above me, okay? Instantly, I'm gonna start screaming. I start screaming. I start freaking out. My fiance on the other line, like, what is going on? Because, again, he's in Arizona. I'm in Michigan. So he's miles away from me, okay? I'm freaking out for about a good, let's say 2 minutes, screaming and stuff. Now, I did not realize, okay, I don't know much about bats. As most people do not know much about bats. I'm so paranoid. I keep thinking I'm hearing stuff. Anyways, I don't know much about bats, okay? But I'm kind of like, I'm squealing, screaming, and the bat starts flying towards my head. So I'm like, trying to cover myself. Oreo is reacting to me screaming. He barking at me, woo, 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 like, what's wrong with you, girl? Like, what are you hollering, waking me up? Like, and then Oreo finally sees something is in here, so Oreo barking at it. Pretty much, I stop yelling, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, there's a bat in here, there's a bat in the house, and my fiance is like, what? And I'm like, there's a bat in the house, like, it's flying around, Oreo's barking, and he like, excuse me, like, what do you mean it's a bat in the house? He's like, calm down. I'm sorry, there's no way I can be calm when there's a flying rodent in my house. What ends up happening is the freaking, I misplaced of the bat. I misplaced where the bat goes. And I tell my fiance, I have no idea where it is. So I'm walking around shaking and junk because I'm scared. I walk past the kitchen subtly, and then I stop and I look. And I see something big and black on the ground going up under the stove. And I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? Tell my fiance, like, bro, it's a bat and it went up under the stove. It went up under the stove. I'm having flashbacks just thinking about it. So my dumb self, when it comes to crises, when it comes to animals, I am not smart, okay? All sense goes out of my head. I turn off all the lights in the house, okay? Dumb. Absolutely dumb. I turn off all the lights in the house and I pretty much go towards our screen door And I opened the door and I'm telling my fiance, yeah, I got the door open. I'm going to see if it'll come out. Keep in mind, there is like I said, I'm by the motion sensor, so the light is on because I'm moving around outside. So the bat hears me talking. It hears me, and it comes to the door, but it does not go outside the door. I had the door open. For some reason, it is not trying to go outside, and it ends up going into our basement, which is where I am sitting right now. It ends up coming down here. While this is going on, my fiance has found information about contacting Michigan Wildlife because it was apparently a 24-hour number so they could come out. It was not 24 hours. I called them, I left a message. Anyways, they were no help. Then my fiance ended up contacting his brother. His brother lives right down the street from us, and he was like, yeah, could you come help Jasmine because it's bad in the house. So he does that. I'm up here messaging the group chat with my mom and my aunt. I'm like, it's a bat in my house. And I appreciate my mom so freaking much. Like, I love her so I was about to cuss, but I love her so freaking much. Because my mom, she saw the message, she instantly started putting on her clothes and she drove over to me. Which is crazy because my mom normally doesn't really look at her phone. I thought she would have been asleep. Both of her and my aunt would have been asleep. And I thought they probably wouldn't have seen the message till later. But apparently my mom was up. She got out of bed and came to come get me. Or come to see about me, what was going on. Which I really appreciate. So, okay, so my fiance, he said his brother was on his way right now. The house was kind of messy. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And even though there was a bat in my house, I was like, I'm going to clean up a little. I'm going to straighten up a little. Because I don't know what it is, but it's something about when somebody come to your house. Like, don't get me wrong, I was so terrified of the bat. But at the same time, I was like, I gotta clean up a little for when his brother come over because I don't want people to think I'm messy. Like, so I cleaned up a little. His brother showed up and his brother had this little container, bro. It was like a restaurant container. And I was just standing there looking at him like, bro, what do you think you're gonna do with that? And he was like, yeah, are you sure it was a bat and it wasn't a moth? I'm like, we have moths all in our backyard. Like, I'm like, and I can't stand, one thing about living where I live, we moved into this house, like, it'll be 3 years this year in December. And I have never seen so many different types of bugs, so many different wildlife out here. Not really necessarily wildlife, but it's like different animals just be out here. We got different types of spiders, different types of beetles. Moths be all up in your face. The little lightning bugs, dragonflies slapping you in the face. You got your wasps, your bees, ladybugs, different types of butterflies, different types of birds, blue jays, robins, the cardinals. You got different types of squirrels, different types of bunnies, geese, pheasants. It's like raccoons. It's skunks. It's so many different things where I live. And it's absolutely insane sometimes because I'll just be looking outside and they'll just be living their best life outside in my yard. All the different types of bugs and animals just sitting in the back powwowing. Like, wow. And clearly the bats are pretty present, which I was not aware of until recently. My fiance's brother came in and he was like, where did you see it? And I was like, well, it went up under the stove for a second, came out. I was trying to get it outside, and I'm pretty sure it went in the basement. He was like, what makes you think it's in the basement? And I'm like, I don't know. I hear something down here. Now, one thing that y'all probably are not aware of. Bats don't really make that much noise, or at least from my personal experience, they do not really make that much noise. Even with their wings flapping, you can barely hear it. It's like non-existent. It's not like, I don't know how to explain it, but you can't hear them flapping their wings. You really cannot hear it. And they don't really make any squeaking noises. but I definitely heard it like trying to figure out what to do. Like it was scratching on stuff or like bumping and stuff, trying to figure out what to do. But anyways, so his brother goes in the basement. Yeah, he has a flashlight. And he's like, okay. He basically is like, Jasmine, can you come down here for a second? So I'm like, okay, 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 okay. So I go in the basement, right, tiptoeing, and he's like, is that it, bro? The bat is hanging on my fireplace. Made a little home. It's hanging on my fireplace. And I'm like, yep, that's it. And as soon as I say, yep, that's it starts flying towards my head. Me and the brother hollering because we like, whoa. He basically, I pretty much, I am not good in an animal crisis. I'm pretty much hiding behind him, and he like, all right, go back upstairs, go back upstairs. So we run back upstairs. He tells me to hand him the 4 screen panel, which I'm so sad. I had that for like 12 years. That was the thing I had when I first started doing YouTube. But he used that as a barricade to like keep the bat in the basement. He also asked me for some sheets and some blankets and some towels or something, and he pretty much created a barricade to keep the bat in the basement because with the way our house is set up, we don't have a door to close to the basement. We just have an open walkway. So you see this, it's like that, and then it goes up to the stairs. Like there's no door there. So he barricades that off, and he tells me, yeah, so I don't know if you want to stay here. I'm like, nah, I'ma head out. I'ma head out. My mom is outside in the front. I am about to go to her house. He was telling me I could, just put some blankets or something up to the door, stay in the bedroom. I'm like, no, I am leaving. I am for sure leaving. I grab my dog Oreo. I grab his bucket of food because I'm like, I don't have time to be scraping food. I grabbed the whole box. I grabbed my laptop, my phone and my charger, and me and Oreo basically head out. I guess Oreo was very excited because he ends up peeing and pooping. And he ends up getting in the car. Now, I was so thankful because even though we've been over here for a long time, my mom has only been over here a handful of times. She's never exactly officially met Oreo before, and Oreo tends to be very territorial when it comes to me and my fiance. He is also kind of mean sometimes, or not necessarily mean, but like aggressive when it comes to other people. But he was so good the whole car ride. So I ended up taking Oreo over to my fiance's mom's house because I knew he would feel comfortable over there. So we went all the way across town to do that, dropped him off, and then I went back to my mom's house. Now, I could not sleep. Keep in mind, it is now, I think it was like 3 a.m. It was 3 something, like 3:30 a.m. I think by the time we got to my mom's house. Cause it was some bad construction going from my house to his mom's house, and like we I ended up getting back to my mom's house pretty late, and I could not sleep. I was seeing phantom bats. I'm talking to my mom and my aunt. They're literally seeing a bat come at me, so I'm like flinching and stuff. They like, you good? I'm like, bro, I'm traumatized. I'm going through it. It was very stressful. Anyways, I slept maybe like 2 hours, and I woke up at around like 9:30 something because I ended up getting a phone call, and it was some pest control person, and I'm assuming the wildlife people that I contacted, the 24-hour place that was not 24 hours that I contacted, they pretty much took my information and contacted me back. And they were like, yeah, we can come out, but it's going to be $4.99 non-refundable. So if we don't find the bat, then you still have to pay us $4.99. Excuse me? And that kind of pissed me off because I'm like, for one, I don't have $500 just laying around to get rid of a bat. You know what I mean? But yeah, they were trying to charge me $500 to come out here and potentially do nothing. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna call you back. So I tell my fiance, he's stressed out, I'm stressed out, and I'm telling him, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to shop around, call a couple of different places to see if somebody will give us a lower quote. Called a few places. I ended up finding this one place, and they gave me a quote of $175. I'm like, okay, bet. They said they were gonna come out here. So one of the things I don't like when it comes to setting up appointments with certain places, I understand it, but they'll give you a time frame where it's like between 3 to 7, because they pretty much text me. They were like, we'll be there between 3 and 7 o'clock. I'm like, that is a big time gap. So I kind of had the woman like estimate for sure when she figured the person would show up. And she was very kind about it. She gave me a rough estimate, and the person did show up around the time she said that they were. Actually, I want to say they showed up a little bit earlier. So my mom and I were just sitting. We drove to my house, and we were just sitting in the car watching. She was showing me different videos on Facebook, and I was watching Living Single on my tablet because I was using the Wi-Fi to the house while I was sitting outside. And the guy pulls up. Yeah, he pulls up. He has a net with him, and it's something else he has with him. Now, it is so embarrassing because we walked to my back door or whatever, right? And it's some lint in the door. I don't know how it got there. I assume from me washing clothes, but it was some lint there. So, like, I opened the door, and the lint kind of, like flew out because of the wind from me opening the door. I freak out because I'm thinking it's a bug. I'm tripping, and I'm just so embarrassed. I'm like, I'm so sorry. It's been rough. He was like, it's all right. It was so embarrassing, bro. But anyways, I'm scared, and I pretty much tell him, like, yeah, you know, the bat went in the basement. I'm pretty sure it's down here, because that's where it last was when I saw it. He was like, you don't think it's up here? And I was like, no, because we barricaded it. And he was laughing at the barricade he made, but he was like, y'all actually did a good job of putting the barricade up. And I was like, yeah, that was my fiance's brother. He did that. And like, so I'm talking to the pest control guy. I'm telling him what I know, where I saw it and everything. And I was like, so where do you think it could be? Y'all, this man gonna tell me he only has caught one bat before, and he looked out because it was right hanging over like a doorway when he found it. And he pretty much tells me, when I ask him where do you think it could be, he was like, your guess is about as good as mine. I'm like, are you dead ass? So y'all gonna take my money and y'all sent me a freaking amateur. When I tell y'all, I was so annoyed because I'm like, and this place has great reviews. Like, this was a 5-star rated place that had like hundreds of views. So I'm just sitting here, and it's unfortunate because having a bat in the house is not a normal occurrence, but I was just like, bro. And he pretty much tells me that the bat expert that they have is basically out of town. So, you know, they had to use him. The guy, he looked like he got bit by something before he even came here because his eye looked a little welled up. So I'm just looking at him like, bro, you look a little rough. Like, you was tussling with some other bats before you got here. But I was just like, bro, I cannot believe this. So he's searching around, looking around. He don't find nothing. He like, okay, I'm about to, can I go into your attic or whatever? I also tell him like how I potentially saw in the kitchen. He looks up under the stove. He looks up under the couches and stuff for where it could be, because all the other rooms in the house were closed off for the most part. And I had put like some clothes up to the bottom of the door so that the bat couldn't get inside, because, you know, since they're rodents, they can like squeeze up under stuff. He goes to the attic and he's walking around up there looking around to see if he sees like any bat droppings and stuff to where it could have came out from. But in my opinion, I didn't think it came through the attic. I'm pretty sure it came, like my mom was saying, she felt like it came through the door with me when I went to take Oreo out, which I believe, you know, because that's the only thing I could think of, especially with how fast the bat flies. He probably just swooped in and then curved around to the kitchen because it was dark in there. But yeah, so while the guy's upstairs in the attic, I pretty much pack a bag real quick because I did not grab any clothes the night before. Well, the morning before, since it was like 2-some when that everything happened. But pack me a bag real quick, and the guy comes out. As he's looking, I hear him talking to different people. So he talked to the bat expert, he talked to somebody else that's in pest control, and then he also talked to the owner of the pest control company. The guy comes out, he's like, yeah, I don't really see anything, so yeah, if you see anything or notice anything before 8 o'clock, you can contact me. Now, y'all, bats are nocturnal, okay? And I'm just looking at him like, the bat probably not going to be active till like 9, 10 plus o'clock, so that's not really any help to me, you know what I'm saying? And that was one issue that I was having when I was looking up pest control places. Practically nobody is freaking open at night, so it's like, that's not going to be helpful because bats are known, I did research and stuff, bats are known to not be active during the day. They're normally, sleep. So he gives me his card and I'm like, okay, when you come back out, like, am I gonna have to pay you another $175? And he was like, well, since I didn't see anything, since we also didn't see like any information about a bat's nest, he was like, we're not gonna charge you, which I so appreciated. I really, really appreciated the fact that the owner did not charge me, because I was like, I really appreciate y'all, because somebody else told me it was $500 non-refundable, which is insane. They was like, yeah, we don't do that. He left and I left back out because I'm like, I'm not staying in a house with this freaking bat. Get back in the car with my mom, tell my fiance what happened. My fiance like, yeah, no. My fiance's flight kept getting pushed back. He ended up, right after I told him everything, he got on the plane. He was on his way here. That ended up happening. He got back home at like 12 a.m. the next day, so Friday. And I pretty much told him, like, yeah, go to your mom's or your brother's or somewhere, because I don't want you being in there with that bat. Because even though, so when I was on Twitter, right, I was telling people, there's a bat in my house, how you get a bat out the house. No one could really give me any information because it's not a common event. But, a lot of people were talking about rabies and stuff. Ended up realizing after doing some research that rabies is very rare in bats, which I was very thankful about. But yeah, that's a rare thing. It's like, it's either 6%, 3% chance that rabies are in bats. Because most of them are actually endangered, which I didn't know. And this was something else that the guy had told me, even though I had looked up this information previously before he came over here to pest control. And he explained to me, like, I'm not telling you that you can kill the bat because technically you're not supposed to, because apparently, or at least in Michigan, there are laws where, like, you can go to jail for killing a bat. You can get fined up to like $1,000, $1,200, I think it was, which to me is insane. It's like, if there's a bat in your house and you don't really know how to like get it out, like, what are you supposed to do? But I guess they keep track of the bats or something like that. So we were in a tight spot because it was just like, how the frick are we gonna get it out? But my fiance, he ends up sleeping in his car at our house or whatever, and he has his laptop, and he ends up working from our Wi-Fi from his laptop in the car for a majority of the day. So I end up telling him, like, come get me, and he like, girl, what are you about to do? Like, like, you're not good in a crisis. I'm like, come get me, bro. Like, we can, go through this house. We could figure things out, figure out what the frick we're gonna do, because I really want to come home. I really want to get this bat out of my house. I'm stressed and tripping, So while this is going on, my mom is talking with me, because my mom was like, we need to get us some suits. We need to suit up, put on some masks or something, and we need to just go through the house. And we did. That is exactly what we did. We went to this place called Harbor Freight, which is kind of like, I'm going to say it's kind of like a Home Depot, Lowe's type of place. And we ended up buying these yellow hazmat suits. I'll probably insert a picture of me wearing it. And I'll take a picture because my fiance, he was like, nah, I don't want to take no pictures. But it was freaking hilarious. But we got the hazmat suits, we had some gloves on, and then we also had like a face shield on. So we go into the house, we check the first floor, did not find anything on the first floor. And as we're checking the stuff, we're like cleaning as we go a little bit. So we went in the basement, which I was scared as freak about. Did not see anything. Did not see any signs of a bat, no droppings, no nothing. My fiance ends up looking at me and he's like, it probably is in the tiles because we have tiles on our basement ceiling or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, especially with like the various holes that we have, it probably could have been in the ceiling. We chilling for a bit, you know, just waiting out the bat in our living room. 8 p.m. comes around, right? First off, we both annoyed, we both tired, everything. 8 p.m. comes around. I'm like, okay, I'm about to recreate the scene. Let's see if the bat comes out. Also, keep in mind that my fiance put back the barricade because when the pest control guy came, he did not put the barricade back the correct way. So the bat could have been upstairs, but yeah, my fiance ended up creating a better barricade with the screen, the sheets, and then some boxes that I bought from Walmart. It was like these foldable file boxes. I highly recommend them. I'll leave them linked down below just to like put stuff in. Because I got those versus getting an actual file cabinet. But anyways, that's not the point. That's not the point. So we're sitting upstairs. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to recreate the scene. So I start cackling and hollering and stuff because I know that was what triggered the bat the first time. Nothing happens. So I'm like, okay. So 10 o'clock rolls around and I'm like, okay, I'm for real about to recreate the scene, right? I'm cackling again and my fiance looking at me like, girl, are you dead ass? Be for real. So I'm like, okay. I get on YouTube and I pull up this video of dogs barking. And it's like a various different dog barking video, right? I pull that up. There was this specific dog pitch. I think it was either the second dog or the third dog. And it was barking at this high-pitched frequency. And I paused it. And we started hearing something go. And I'm like, that's it. And he was like, no, wait, play it again. So I played the same loud-pitched dog screech. And we hear the bat, like, jangling on some let me out. He like, all right. So my fiance puts his the hazmat jacket back on. We put on the face shields, our gloves, and he like, all right, let's do it. And I'm like, let's do what? He was like, we about to get this bat out tonight. And I'm like, oh, you're for real? Like, I thought we just wanted to know where it was. But yeah, he was like, we about to get this bat out. So we had a box, 2 boxes in the broom. And pretty much he opened a little bit of the barricade that he had put up. I played the video again. We heard it trying to figure out how to get out, but it could not get out. So he was like, all right, I'm about to open it up some more. So he opens it up some more. I played the video again. We hear the bat on the screen panel that I had, but it is not coming up. And I'm like, I feel like it's not coming up because we had too many lights on in the house. So what ends up happening is we end up turning off the kitchen light, and my fiance is like, I don't know, like might not be able to see. And I'm like, no, we need to turn this light off because it's not gonna come back up here because it probably thinks, oh, I'm like, at this point I know that it thrives in the dark and it does not like light. We turn that light off. Keep in mind the screen door is wide open. And I'm kind of concerned about the screen door being wide open because I'm hoping something else don't come in here. But the screen door is wide open. He turns off the light. I played the bat again. Bro, when I play the sound again. When I tell you the bat flies out. The bat just flies up the stairs and starts flying around the living room, the dining room. We trying to make sure it does not go back in the kitchen. It's just flying around, freaking out. I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. I swing at the bat twice to like guide it to the door. I'm hiding at this point because I'm like, I am no help. I am no help, bro. I am so scared. I swung at it about 2-3 times, but it started going back down the hall because we lit up the whole house and made sure to leave the door open because the darkness was out there. So we just seeing it. It's going all over. And the bat is fast. And my fiance is like, oh shit. Because originally I told him that the bat was about as big as my hand. We ended up realizing that the bat, with this wingspan, it was about a 13-inch bat. Anyways, the bat flies into the darkness, flies out the house. We able to get the screen closed, and we close the door. I'm pretty much, we both awkwardly laughing, like hard in a mug. We just crack it up laughing. I start crying laughing because I'm scared, so I'm genuinely crying, but also laughing at the same time because I'm like, anxiety, adrenaline going through. And he's like, you really underestimated how big that bat was. He was like, that bat was pretty big and it was pretty fast. And I'm like, yeah, I told you. And I'm like, that's what I was going through while you wasn't here. He was like, I'm so sorry I wasn't here for you. Yeah, we told everybody that we got the bat out. This entire week we were deep cleaning the house, like washing all the walls, washing the furniture and stuff, just getting everything clean. I think the only thing that we did not get clean was our Christmas tree. We sprayed it, but that's where we originally thought the bat was going to be, because I'm not going to hold y'all, don't judge me. We left our Christmas tree up the entire year. I'm not going to lie. All this makes me realize is we probably should have put the Christmas tree up, because we definitely think it was probably in there at some point, but yeah, it wasn't when we looked in there. But I don't know. That's been my experience of having a bat in my house. It was terrifying. And yeah, apparently if you want to get a bat out of your house, they need darkness. And they also need high-pitched sounds, because that's, I guess maybe it assumes that, oh, that could be an animal I could devour or something like that. Also learned that bats naturally do not attack humans unless like it's something wrong with them or they feel threatened. So for example, if one of us were to have actually grabbed the bat, they probably would have bit us, because it would have thought like, yeah, you're trying to like attack me and stuff like that. Because my fiance was like, I feel like the bat is more afraid of you than you are. Well, it's afraid of you more than you are of it, to a degree. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I was definitely scared for my life. Yeah, also, you know, you can't kill bats. They're endangered. You could get fined, go to jail. It was just so much stuff that I never would have thought I needed to learn. And I did learn. This past week, it's so crazy. A week ago, I had a whole bat in my house and was fighting for my life. Not really fighting for my life. I'm being dramatic, but it was very terrifying experience. And I hope I never have to go through that again, because I'm not going to hold you, bro. I am still so scared. I think I mentioned it at the beginning of this video. I'm still so scared at nighttime to take Oreo out. Like, I'm real paranoid. I pick him up to bring him back in the house so that he don't take that much, like, a long of a time. I have all the lights on in the house so that the bat knows not to come in the house. I kind of want to see about, because I feel like we do have a bat's nest in our yard, like in the bushes or something like that, and I kind of want to get it removed, but I looked that up. You got to be careful about removing bats because they endangered and stuff. It's just so many rules that I did not realize would be a problem. I don't know. I just never thought I would have a bat in my house, you know? And especially during a time when I was alone by myself, you know what I mean? Which is why, again, I'm so glad my fiance rarely goes out of town, because, again, I hope I never have to go through that again. I really hope I never have to go through that again. But yeah, so that's been my life while I have not been uploading this past week. I've just been stressed and drained and tired. I did not really feel like uploading, because I probably could have recorded and stuff and edited. But I'm not going to hold y'all. I really did not feel like doing anything, because I was just absolutely overwhelmed with everything that happened last week. Also, keep in mind, I was on my ladies' days, too, while I was going through this. So I was also scared, too, that it would come towards me because I'm bleeding. too much, bro. It was a week. It was a week. The more you know. But that's my life. What happened to me, you know, hopefully it made a good story, I guess. A good kickoff for October. But absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never again. I hope I never have to deal with that again. Also, do y'all know I ripped that hazmat suit right down the crotch? How? Like, if you gonna call me big back, just say that. Like, when I tell you, I was just like, can't even return it if I wanted to. However, it was only $10, surprisingly. I should have got XL because I got a large, and don't get me wrong, the large fit me, but I definitely should have probably got an XL. And the face mask, the face shields were like $5. I did not realize how cheap that stuff was gonna be till I looked it up online. But yeah, but that's what happened to me, y'all. I hope y'all doing way better than I am, because never again. Never a freaking again. Oh, also, if y'all want my Money Moves Charlotte shirt, I'll leave a link down below. It comes in this. I believe it comes in a hoodie form, a t-shirt form, a tank top form, a sweatshirt form, and I think you could get it as a tote bag. So I'll leave that linked in the description box down below. But thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure y'all check out my other videos. But stay blessed, stay positive. I'll be seeing you again soon.